Hello, hello.
Hi, Becca. I have something to show you.
Oh yeah?
It just came in the mail.
Oh, the new book.
For
You
anybody who's
purchased?
only, yeah,
Purchased
for
the
anybody
book?
who's only listening, I am holding up Sunrise on the Reaping, the first
Ooh.
book I have bought in years, the first book
I,
I'll read in years.
what was the last book you bought? Harry
It was,
Potter?
no, it was one of those like fancy Barnes and Noble books. You know which ones I'm talking about?
Mm,
Like the
of
Les Mis one I
Gatsby?
have. I think I have it in Gatsby and Les Mis, and I think maybe Monte Cristo? Question mark?
The only three books Hannah's ever read.
Hey, those are all good books. I've yet to crack this open to actually start reading, but it has been bought. It has been purchased.
Cha-ching!
I just really just didn't want to receive any spoilers, and I was trying so hard to avoid. I was like, I'm gonna have to read this book. I can't wait for
Smartest
the
way to
movie to
do it.
come out. I can't wait for the movie. I need to just read it. Yeah, it's been purchased. So, bets on how long it will take me to actually start reading it?
To start reading it, 3 months.
Hey, hey, honestly, it's not a terrible guess. It's not a terrible guess. Um, I don't know. We'll see. I'm still
Here,
deep in my Star
here's what
Wars
I
rewatch. I'm
actually think
busy.
will happen. Here's what I actually think will happen. You'll pick it up, you'll read 2 pages, and then it will take you 3 months to read another page.
I think once I start reading this one, I will continuously read it because it's a new story and I want to finish it, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe. Question mark. It's not a long book. Um, let's see how many pages it is. They don't have page numbers on here.
What?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Why do these last pages not have them? Oh, the epilogue. Oh, just kidding. I was in the acknowledgements. There
Went too
are
far.
yeah, there are 382 pages.
Not long.
So it's not terrible. Smaller than Harry Potter, which is like the only book I will read these days. Maybe. Question mark.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? You still
Huh.
haven't finished them.
I have read them all before in my life, okay?
Oh,
I just
okay. Not these
I
days,
just
though.
let's see, wait. Oh wait, no, it was on this table over here the other d Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even know where that book went.
Got grew legs and walked away, I guess.
Oh, I'm gonna have to find that later. Okay, anyways. Oh, speaking of books and speaking of Hunger Games, I was in that room recently, the room that you're in, and there's a big old bookshelf to your left. I couldn't find the Hunger Games books on there because I was like, oh, maybe if I'm gonna read, maybe I'll read Sunrise on the Reaping and then just continue on and reread all of them just for funsies. But I couldn't find them. Do we have them? We have
Yeah,
to have them.
they're behind that picture frame. You
Oh,
probably
I
didn't
didn't
look
look.
there.
I didn't look hard enough. Dang. Okay.
No, but I can
Well.
see them. We've
Oh.
got when we first got all this bookshelf, I organized them all just because they were all on the like we had just these big boxes of books, and so I had to organize them all. And we had one shelf that was just like I guess stuff that you guys read. It was all our One Direction books, all our Twilight books, all our Hunger Games books, and some other series. What is it there now?
Naturally.
Something like that. Once Upon a Time books. It filled up the whole shelf, and then the shelf broke, and it unorganized itself, and now everything's wherever we picked it up and put it back in.
Love. Love that. Well, shall we dive right into it? You know what I
Let's get it.
realized? You know what I realized before we started recording this? We haven't been doing our Becca recaps of the storylines.
No, we haven't.
So,
Well, to
do you
be
want to,
fair, the last couple I didn't watch. Oh, I guess the
you
Star Wars
watched,
ones I did.
Yeah, you watched episode 1 and 2. So
Okay.
I want to hear a recap of the entire
Star Wars,
prequels.
all of the prequels.
Yeah,
Yesterday, I was watching the third one yesterday, and our brother came in, who I was like, "Have you seen this?" Because I'm watching the third
which
one, so you
brother?
can't just Sam. I was like, "Have you seen this?" And he's like, I was like, "No, but have you seen it?" And he was like, I was like, "Okay," and I was like, he's like, so but pretty much he hadn't seen it. And I was like, "Are you sure you want to jump in now? This is literally the climax of the trilogy." Of the climax of the movie, of the climax of the trilogy. Do you want to
Mm,
jump in now? And he's like, it's fine. And so I tried to like tell him what was going on, but then as it would I would keep watching it, and then I'd pause it right before they'd say something and be like, and another thing. And then we'd watch another minute to it, and I'd pause it and be like, I forgot this, and then pause it. Here is
mm,
my. I'm gonna do a shorter recap of the first two and a little more of the third one.
perfect.
Okay. Did
Oh, if you can't tell by now, we're talking about Revenge of the Sith
oh
today.
yes, yeah. Revenge of the Sith. I got my Star Wars
Which
shirt.
also we are. This is coming out way later, but we are recording this on May the 4th.
Yeah. So we
All
should have
right,
recorded it
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Revenge of the Fifth.
I know.
Well, let's scratch that. Tell everybody we did it
Oh,
tomorrow.
guys, and this will come out way later, but we are recording this on Revenge of the Fifth.
Yes, yes. Isn't that's a weird coincidence?
That's crazy.
Okay. So here's what it is. The Jedi are basically the military for the Republic. The Republic is fighting the droids question mark. I was not super sure about this part. They're fighting the droids question mark. And a third group, the separatists. But they're kind of like the same group, but they're kind of separate. Whatever. That part doesn't matter as much. Um, they're fighting the Jedi. There's this queen, and they're gonna go figure out. They're gonna go protect the queen. I'm forgetting the very beginning of the first one. Anyway, they end up on this island, this planet with this. Oh my gosh, this is already terrible. Skipping through, Qui-Gon Jinn snatches Anakin Skywalker. Boom! You're not a slave.
Matches him, huh?
You gonna become a Jedi because you got them midichlorians all up in you. And then Qui-Gon is like, he's the chosen one. He's gonna bring balance to the Force. There was a prophecy. It's gonna be about him.
Also,
And
maybe this is in some like deeper lore type stuff. Where did the prophecy come from?
I thought it was like a Jedi had a vision.
Okay.
Uh, that's what I don't know if that's legit, but that's what I thought. Cause like they get visions and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
like do be like that. Snatch's kid, he's like, this is the chosen one, and the council is like, are you sure? He's like way too old to be a Jedi, and he's literally like he's he's got fear in him. He can't be a Jedi, and he's like, no, trust. He's the chosen one. Qui Gon gets into a fight with Sith, which are like bad Jedi. I don't know who. Yeah, he gets fight into gets killed. I know. Qui Gon's apprentice Obi Wan Kenobi takes on as an apprentice Anakin. End of the first movie. That was a terrible recap. Second movie. Skip ahead. What 10 years? Anakin's all grown up. Well, no, he's like what 20, 19. He gets a crush on this girl that was in the first movie with him, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, Padme, you're so cute," but he's not allowed to be in love because he's a Jedi. Stuff happens. She gets almost assassinated, and they get set out to find out who the assassin is. They go to this secret planet that was hidden and find the assassin is there. Find out not only is he the assassin, but there was a clone army made of him for the Republic by someone claiming to be a dead Jedi. Mysterious, suspicious, incredibly. Nobody sees it. And they're like, sweet, free clone army. Let's just take them. Which kind of solves their problem because they were kind of losing the fight. Anyway, skipping ahead a little more, skipping ahead. Anakin and Padme get married. Obi-Wan is chilling. What even happens in the second one? That's it. Third movie. Skip ahead several years. Anakin is what? 26? 25? Way
I think
younger?
he's
23?
20. I think he's only like 23.
23.
Hmm.
Pretty young for a guy, as guys be. Um, skipping ahead. I'm forgetting what happens. He the Separatists are led by Count Dooku. They go find Count Dooku. They find Count Dooku, who kidnapped the Chancellor, who's in charge of the Republic. The Chancellor is buddies with Anakin, and the Jedi's are like, the Chancellor's kind of weird. It's weird that he has all this power. When Anakin finds Count Dooku, the Chancellor's like, you should kill him. And Count Dooku goes like, what? And then he kills him. Dead. That's crazy. You look like you're not interested at all in this recap.
Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Then there's some cool battle scenes. They leave. They go. This movie is like 3 hours long. It's like two. It's like 2.5. It's like 2:15. 2:20.
What's your official guess? What's your official guess?
2:20.
220? I'm gonna guess 214.
Anyway, they.
It's 220.
I'm a genius. It's like I watched this yesterday.
That's crazy.
Um, where was I going? Basically,
Uh,
the Jedi's like, this war is stupid. We need to end this war. And the council's like, oh, not the council, the Senate, who's in charge of the Republic, is like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We need to get the droid leader, General Grievous, first. Don't be hasty. And so the Jedi's go and they fight General Grievous, and they don't kill him yet, but basically they kill him. They come back and they're like, boom, the war's over. And I'm skipping through stuff and overlapping things that don't actually happen in order.
I
There's
will
a
say
whole lot of politics in this movie.
there's a lot going on in this movie because Anakin and Obi-Wan are basically apart from each other the whole movie, and they're each doing separate things.
Yeah.
So there's a lot.
Anyway, Anakin is okay. I'm actually scratch all this. Here's the gist: the Emperor is a Sith Lord. He had Emperor Dooku. Count Dooku was his apprentice, but now he's dead. So he's like, Anakin, you're my guy. You are actually the chosen one. You're the chosen one for me, though. So you're gonna be sweet. The Jedi are like, whoa, Anakin, don't. The counselor is bad. Like, don't be a part of him. You should spy on him for us. And Anakin's like, well, I can't deal with this. Counselor is like, you know how your secret wife is dying? And Anakin's like, what? How did you know that? He doesn't explain, but he's like, I could fix that.
That was
Just,
one thing I specifically noted down. I'm like, he's like giving this whole speech to like convince Anakin to come to the dark side. I'm like, how did he know? How did he know about Padme?
well, I mean, Obi-Wan obviously knows, and I
No,
feel
but
like,
how did he know about Anakin's visions that Padme was dying?
oh, I don't know, sensed it. Cause like the Jedi, the Council can sense that something's off with Anakin, and then Anakin also tells Yoda that he's been having visions of someone close to him dying. So maybe there was
True,
some force sensing that
true.
that the Counselor got. Anyway, he's like, I can save your wife from dying. You just have to like join the dark side and kill all the Jedi. And he's like, what? Okay, fine. You've convinced me. He he pretty much helps him kill um Mace Windu, and then he's like, okay, I guess I have to be a Sith now. Like, I'll just pledge my allegiance. Let's do this.
Okay, I guess.
And so he's like, perfect. Emperor Palpatine, he's like, all those clones, they were my clones. Hey, clones, go kill all the Jedi. Order 66. And the clones are like, we got you. They kill all the Jedi they can, which isn't a lot of Jedi. It's all the Jedi, but what, like three? They save Yoda. They save Obi-Wan, and then like later there's some other people there, but they're not relevant in this movie.
Mm.
Mostly everyone dies, which I always thought when you're watching it, you're like, there's no way like the Jedi would lose to all these clones. But I'm like, they thought they were friends. If they didn't think they were friends, they would have defeated the clones. I believe.
Surprise attack.
surprise,
surprise
which is
attack.
why, which is, although I believe that, there's some of the scenes when they're doing Order 66 where they're like, let's roll out, and the Jedi are in front of him, and then they stop, and then they turn around and they're like, ha, gotcha, and then they shoot, like, they give up their, like, what's going on moment before they shoot it at them, when they could have just, like, shot them in the back and be like, perfect, mission accomplished. They give him a little what the heck moment every time.
Yeah.
Anyway, skipping ahead, all the Jedi are dead. Anakin killed all the kid Jedis. He's at the temple. He goes back to Padme and he's like, "Listen, I'm buddies with the Emperor. The Jedi are bad. The Emperor, there was a revolution. The Jedi are all dead. Obi-Wan may or may not be evil? Question mark." And Padme's like, "What the heck? I thought we were not friends with the counselor." And he's like, "No, I'm friends with the counselor." But he's like, "So I have to go on this mission to this volcano planet, and then we can be happy." And she's like, "Ah, okay." And he goes on the volcano planet where there were some extra separatist leaders that Palpatine wanted him to go kill, and he does. But basically, he's on the volcano planet. Obi-Wan meets up with Yoda and is like, "What the heck? Um, Anakin is bad, and the Palpatine is gonna be the Emperor. That's like crazy." They go and Yoda's like, "I'll kill the Emperor. You go kill Anakin." And Obi-Wan's like, "Are you kidding me? My brother? You want me to kill Anakin?" And Yoda's like, "You're literally not powerful enough to kill the Emperor, so you have to kill Anakin. Like I can't do that for you." And Obi-Wan's like, "Fine, I guess." He goes to Padme and is like, "Where's Anakin?" And Padme's like, "Are you gonna kill him?" And he's like, "Where's Anakin?" And she's like, "Listen, I'm not gonna tell you because you're gonna kill him." And he's like, "Okay, fine." But he's like bad. Listen up. He killed all these kids, and he's like a Sith now. So like, watch your back. She's like, okay. Immediately turns around to flies to where Anakin told her he would be. Obi-Wan is in the car. Why didn't she see this coming? She's like a diplomat. Like he just hid it in the car in the plane. She gets there. They have a brace. They're like, "Oh my gosh, Anakin! Oh my gosh, Padme!" And he's like, "Guess what? If I kill the counselor, we can literally rule the galaxy." And she's like, "Whoa, that's like not what I'm here to do." And he's like, "No, listen, like I'm super powerful. You won't die. Everything's all chill, and we can rule the galaxy." And she's like, "Listen, that's not what I'm here for." And then she's like, "I don't like you anymore because you're kind of turning crazy." And he's like, "What do you mean you don't like me? I just did all this stuff for you." He kind of chokeholds her a little bit. She's not dead, but she did pass out. But Anakin saw him pass out. Anyway, Obi-Wan presents himself and he's like, "What's up?" And Padme's like, "No, I swear I didn't." Well, I'm skipping parts. She's already passed out. Skip that part. She's already passed out. They have a little fight. They fight all the way into the temple. They fight all the way out of the temple. The temple falls into the volcano because they were fighting. Now they're in the super. Oh my gosh, you were my brother, Anakin. I hate you. Anakin is too proud, too he tries to do a backflip over Obi-Wan. He's like, literally, don't do that. And he's like, I'm too strong. You can't stop me. Snaps him in half. Catches him on fire. Obi-Wan's like, takes his lightsaber. What the heck? He goes, "Why did you turn to the dark side?" And leaves him there. To be fair, he did cut him in half and left him on fire. He was supposed to stay until he was all the way dead, but he like didn't want to listen to that, so he left. He's like, he's probably dead. Turns out he wasn't. Palpatine came and like took his little body and put him in the Darth Vader and fix him all up. All chill. Padme's dead. They have a little funeral. Well, no. Skip ahead. Skip back. Padme's not dead yet. She has a baby. Surprise! It's two babies. Luke, Leia. Bam. Dies. Obi-Wan's like, "Are you kidding me? Two babies, no Padme, and Anakin's evil." Yoda fought Palpatine and lost. He ran away. He's like, "I have to go into exile now." So that's what he does. Obi-Wan, the senator from Alderaan is like, "We can take the girl. We've always wanted a girl. This will solve the problem." And then Obi-Wan is like, what should I do with Luke? And he's like, send him to his family on Tatooine. And he's like, okay, chill. Sends him to his family on Tatooine. But before, Yoda is like, I want to teach you how to be a ghost while you're on Tatooine. So like, keep that with you. Which is sweet. Which is that's what I was talking about last when some episode we were talking, and I was talking about how he they not all Jedi's know how to become ghosts. You have to learn how to become a ghost. And Obi-Wan didn't know how to become a ghost until Yoda told him to learn from Qui-Gon Jinn Ghost. So who taught Anakin how to become a ghost?
So, okay, and I have an answer to this. We brought this up when we were talking about A New Hope because you see all the Force ghosts in that one, and you're like, since when is Anakin a Force ghost? I'm not an expert. And also, because I've been doing a little bit of research, and because Anakin is in the Ahsoka series, it comes the after like the um sequel trilogy or something like that. It's like it's like it's like after the Mandalorian or something. It's like way later. And so I'm like, how is Anakin in Ahsoka? Like, are these all flashbacks? No, because he's like fighting adult Ahsoka. Anyway, there's like a Force ghost realm, okay? And you can learn how to become a Force ghost after you're dead.
I mean, I guess that makes sense because no one taught Qui-Gon Jinn before he died.
Yeah,
He figured it out when he was dead.
yeah. But also, like, because because Darth Vader dies, they have his funeral, and then he immediately shows up as Force Ghost. Um, I think I think he figured it out. Like, because, he's supposed to be one of the most he was born from the midichlorians. He is the chosen one, the greatest. Like, if Qui-Gon could figure it out, I think Anakin could figure it out, is my main thought.
Okay, problem solved. Anyway, then they drop off the kids, and that's the end of the movie.
Okay.
Ding! I really like this movie. I like watching it.
This is my favorite, definitely of the prequels. Dare I say, of all of them, now that I've
Of all of
rewatched,
them,
well,
really?
listen, now that I've rewatched a bunch of them, so far in my rewatch, this has been my favorite. But because obviously you have one of the greatest battles, not even in Star Wars, but like ever, dare I say ever, the Battle of Mustafar, the Battle of the Heroes, which I love that it's called Battle of the Heroes because like Anakin is now this Sith Dark Lord where you're like, he's not a hero, but he's still the chosen one. Anyway, that battle alone, amazing. Incredible, like lightsaber battles, choreography, build up to this moment, but also Obi-Wan, his like s the speeches he gives before and after the entire fight are like the most iconic speeches ever. But take away this battle, take away like cut off the movie before this battle. I honestly still might say this movie is my favorite because two reasons. Number one, I think Palpatine is hilarious. I think Palpatine,
What do you mean?
every time he's like in a situation or like he's always making weird noises and he's always like this like he's like an old guy. He's like these Jedi like I don't know. He just like every time he's talking about something, I think it's so funny. We have the do it in this one from Palpatine,
I
iconic.
I think when he specifically when he does his like evil voice, that's hilarious. When he is fighting Mace Windu and is losing, and he's like, Anakin, no, don't let him kill me. Ah, I'm just a little baby. Don't let him look at me. I'm so proud. Ah. And then he's like, gotcha. Like,
This is what I'm saying. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. And then also, I love General Grievous. General Kenobi. It's one of my favorites. I'll just say General Kenobi the way he says it, just random. Like
General
that
Kenobi.
is my Roger Roger. It's
Roger, Roger.
I love General
Which is,
Grievous.
most people say hello there,
No,
not
it's
General
General
Kenobi.
Kenobi. I think it's so I don't know the entire lore of Grievous, but he was like this really prestigious leader of like an army or something, whatever, and then he like fell and then like Palpatine uh manipulated him or something or whatever, and then he became this like because he's living, he's not a full droid, but he's like part droid, part alien, and like I just think that's a cool character, and I'd love to see a story about him. But that and then but like that translated into this movie is hilarious.
I always thought General Grievous was like, first off, General Grievous, excellent bad guy name. That's literally
Mm,
General Grievous. That's crazy.
General Grievous.
What kills me
General
every time,
Kenobi.
this kills me every single time, is he's fighting Obi-Wan and he's like, "You fool! I've been taught the Jedi ways," and then he proceeds to like, "I got you
Yeah,
now!"
yeah,
It's like I was taught how to do this by Count Dooku.
yeah.
I
He's
think that's a cool
amazing.
move, but like
He's
he taught you how to
amazing.
do this. Like
Hmm. That's all I needed, really. Yeah, I just love him. But then add on to that the whole Mustafar, you're like, how can you not think this is the greatest, at least of the prequels? How can you not think this is the greatest of the prequels? I don't get it.
I think I might differ in opinion from you. I like the original trilogy better. I think they're better movies, but I think I enjoy watching the like I get more enjoyment from the prequels. I'm like, oh my
I can
gosh.
see that argument. I can see that argument. Um, just cinematically, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. I can understand. Um, I just think this movie, like from the prequels, each movie, one, two, three, each one gets better and better. I think there are better battles, better choreography with lightsabers, more battles, more action, because you have the story continuing on and it's building up to the end of three. So each time, each movie is adding more and more, and you're getting it just feels fuller, if that makes sense. And then we have Darth Vader, who is
I forgot to say in the recap, it before they drop off Luke and Leia, Palpatine is like, he becomes Darth Vader, and he's like, okay, so where's Padme, right? This was all about Padme, and Palpatine's like, you killed her. You did that.
the no
And
is
he
hilarious.
believes him! He believes
What do
him,
you
straight
mean?
up. At that time, Padme is not dead. She's giving birth actively.
Are we sure?
I'm sure because it ends with them delivering the babies. So she must, at the very least, Palpatine doesn't know whether or not she's dead.
I always thought that she was dead at this point. Because let's say she didn't die, Palpatine just told him
Yeah,
he died. I think she's
yeah.
dead at
Because
this point.
Obi-Wan takes Padme away. Like, she makes no other contact with Palpatine after that. I think Palpatine does not know whether or not she's alive or dead, and is gonna tell him that he died anyway. Because
What's the
if
last scene of the movie?
the last scene of the movie is Obi-Wan giving Luke to Uncle Owen,
Okay, right before that. What's the last scene before that?
right before that, I think it's them talking about after she gave birth.
When is the funeral?
It would have been in between that. You're right.
I
Be-
think they know Padme is dead.
you're actually right because they have that scene where Darth Vader is in his like space hub and she's in her
And
like
she's in the
funeral.
funeral. Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
It's like I've seen this before.
I watched this yesterday and I'm still getting it wrong.
Yeah. Um,
But whatever. He such a like sneaky. I wouldn't believe him if I don't know, but I guess you. Never mind. Never mind.
Palpatine. Palpatine also is an interesting character in the fact that like he's not a Jedi. Um, but he has the Force because he then becomes a Sith Lord, and he's on the he's in the Senate, and he's like works directly with the Jedi all the time. However, these master Jedis, the like greatest Jedis ever to be, don't sense the Force in the one of the like biggest, baddest Sith ever.
The Force is in everyone.
Okay, but they can sense the Force happenings with like little things going on. They don't sense the mega Sith Lord standing right next to them.
In the last two movies, the whole time they're like, it's hard to use my Jedi powers right now because like the dark side's clouding everything. That was probably him throwing out his darkness smoke bombs.
But also, like, he was being suspicious the entire time.
Oh yeah. I always wonder. So I had this. This was when I rewatch these. It's another stupid thing because it's obvious. I'm like, oh, did when these come out, they know that Palpatine was Palpatine? They did because his name is Palpatine. They call him Counselor Palpatine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I just, yeah. I mean,
He's just he's one of those.
yeah, he's hilarious. He is the perfect villain in the sense that, like, he's not scary, but, like, he does bad things. So, like, you can enjoy watching him, but also, like, he's a little bit cool.
I always think like, how did the Senate loves him? Like
Mhm.
they think he's cool and all this stuff. Like, why did you believe any of the things that he said? Why did you do that?
Okay, he can talk his way. He can, I mean, he convinced Anakin to turn against the Jedi Order.
That took one story though. That took one story.
I would say it took the story, but then also the whole Mace Windu thing, really.
Yeah.
Well, actually, and also Anakin had a lot going on, uh, personally, I would say, because his mom died, and then he like when you would talk to Padme, because Padme's like a leader, and Padme would be like, "This is what we should do," and he's like, "Yeah, but like." Is it what we should do? Like, these guys kind of don't know what they're talking about. And
Here's
so,
my
like, he,
thing. Here's my thing. I think Anakin is so quick to trust the counselor. I think that's part of the Palpatine's like thing. He's like, "Oh, I'm making myself ready for Anakin so he'll trust me." Because he tells him with it like from the first movie to the second movie, Anakin tells him that he killed all the sand people after his mom died. I'm not sure if he tells the Jedi that, but he tells the counselor.
listen,
And then he proceeds to be like, "We're not buddies." Like, Obi-Wan, what are you talking about? We're like barely friends. But I did tell him I killed all these people, and he like gave me a job, and like I don't know, just a
yeah,
creepy
I mean,
dude, I guess.
like we said, there's a lot going on in this movie. And like the fact that Obi-Wan and Anakin are apart this entire movie, like because Obi-Wan is what is he keeps Anakin on track. In Phantom Menace, when Padme like fell off the ship, Anakin was like freaking out and he was like not thinking, and then Obi-Wan's the one who gets him back and he's like, "No, this is our job. This is what we're doing, and like this is how to be a Jedi." He was apart from him in a very vulnerable state of Anakin's life, and that also I think played into it. Obi-Wan is the best Jedi in the sense that like the Jedi have a mission. They are like they have roles and they have rules and they do what needs to be done. Da, 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 da. And Obi-Wan does that. He is mission oriented like till he dies. He will get his mission done. He will do what he has been sent out to do, including go take out Anakin, who he loves, which against the Jedi Order to like love, but he admits that he like loves Anakin, still completes his mission. I just Obi-Wan is like he is the perfect Jedi in that sense. He's got the skills, but he's also like follows the Jedi rules.
I think he's also interesting in that. So he became a master and took on Anakin like pretty much the second Qui-Gon died. He
Mhm.
was a Padawan still. He wasn't a master. You become a master and then you take on an apprentice later. But he was like as old Anakin was before, and he turned him into a master, and it was like boom, just take on the like it's unusual, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I even the uh the moment so like he admits that he loves Anakin, which is technically against the Jedi Order, but then he also is like he is friends with Padme, like actual friends with Padme. And when he goes to Padme to figure out where Anakin is, like he knows about Anakin and Padme. And when he is like out loud says to Padme, he's like, "Oh, Anakin's the father, isn't he?" That line is the most one of the two most heartbreaking lines in this entire movie because like he knows he has to go kill Anakin right now, but like he's friends with Padme and like he's he's like a father and he's taking away the father from his kids and it's just oh, it's so complex. There's like so many things tied into it and you can tell and Obi-Wan is actually sad about it and it's just ooh, it's heartbreaking. I can't. When okay, the entire I don't know what point how much in the movie is left when like Mace Windu dies and it's officially Anakin is turning
There's a
into a
lot of the
Sith.
movie left,
Okay,
at
so in
least a
most of this
third.
movie, yeah, most of this movie is like, oh, things are going down. When Order 66 starts, you know me. I'm not a stranger to crying during a movie or like when Order 66 started, I genuinely was like Jedi because like I've gotten so deep into this Star Wars hole. I'm like Jedi, and then also like especially when you see Anakin walking up to the Jedi Temple, everybody knows the youngling scene when he like turns on his lightsaber in front of the younglings. It's become a big joke, but like the scenes where you oversee the entire Jedi Temple and like all of the Jedi being taken out, you're just like I was like, honestly, am I about to cry right now? Am I about to cry right now? This is crazy.
I There are a lot of parts of Order 66 that I think were done really cool. The part that like makes it makes it more real for me, I guess. That might not be how I want to say it, but when um the Alderaan guy, he's pulling into the Jedi Temple, and the clones are like, "Hey, you shall leave. Actually,
Hmm.
leave now." And then there's this little tiny Jedi who goes and like kills a bunch of them, and he's like trying to protect him, and then he dies right then and there, and you're like, "No, he was
That I
doing
believe
his
is
best."
yeah, that oh that Jedi. He would have made a great master. Believe that kid is George Lucas's son.
Possibly.
Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, but yeah. Oh my gosh. Order 66 is like moment of silence. And moving on. The second saddest line in this entire movie is when Anakin gets to Mustafar and R2D2 is with him because he's like his pal now. And they land and he's about to like walk into the temple or building or whatever, and he tells R2D2 to wait by the ship. No! You can track Anakin's entire fall to the dark side based on his relationship with R2D2. And when he tells him to there's I think it's a deleted scene or it's in like one of the books or something in the lore or whatever where C3PO and R2D2 are talking to each other. And C3PO is like, "What's up with Anakin?" And R2D2 is like, "I don't know, he doesn't talk to me anymore." And you're like, "Sorry. I'm sorry, what?" Saddest thing ever. It's just, oh, it's so sad.
it kind of shows like his progression from like wanting to gain power to save Padme to just wanting to gain power. Cause like when Padme comes after him and he's like, "This is all for you," and she's like, are you sure?" And then he's like, "You know what? Get out of here!" Choke, strangles her, tosses her aside. He's like, "We're gonna become
Yeah.
the rulers of the galaxy."
Padme drove his actions in this movie, but then because I mean, he did choke her. He did almost kill her. Like if he had actually killed her in that moment, that I don't know what would have happened. But like I was thinking,
The same stuff
well,
would have happened.
we would have had no Luke and Leia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would he have been the chosen one if he had killed Padme just then and there?
No, so he couldn't have. He could not have killed Padme before Luke and Leia. Anyway, Padme drove the forces, but I was thinking about because I was like, because in the original trilogy, he's like, let your anger take over, and that's how you become a Sith Lord, and that's how you get all this power. I was like, I am not convinced that Anakin is like on board with the Sith agenda, or like I'm I don't know if he's fully into the dark side is what I was feeling. And then I like thought about it more and I'm like, I don't think that it's he hates the Jedi or he's like letting his anger rule whatever. I feel that it's more like he got broken down over and over and over again and like nobody trusted him and he had nowhere to turn to and he felt lost and like he felt broken and a lot of it has to do with the Jedi Council not trusting him and so because he was so broken, he was like, what there's no point to the Jedi and like all this. And then I'm saying after the events of this, because obviously Palpatine influenced him and then like Order 66, but like what kept him because once he was Darth Vader, he could have like taken over. I feel like he could have taken over Palpatine and just like to me, it feels like everything happened in this movie that was just like a domino effect. And because he was so broken, Padme was gone. He killed Padme essentially. And and then there was the whole Obi-Wan thing, tried to kill him. And so he felt like the Jedi came after him. And to me, it's not that he's fully in the dark side, it's that he just like was broken. And because he was broken, like he couldn't do anything about it. And so it was just like, well, this is what my life is now. And then his actions continuing on after Revenge of the Sith were just like, well, I'm just gonna be the best Sith if like this is the path that I'm on now, like might as well get all the power and whatever because I can't go back.
I
Does
think
that
he
make any
does
sense? Did
that
any of that make
even
sense?
early on when he Qui Gon is dead. Not Qui Gon. Mace Windu is dead, and then Palpatine is like, "Okay, so we can do this," and Anakin's like, yeah, sure. I'm actually your devoted servant. I'm all in." Like he's
Well, yeah.
completely on the fence until that moment where he's like, "What?" He's like, "What have I done? What all this stuff?" And he's like, "Actually, I'm all in."
But also like he's crying. He cries on Mustafar because he's
Yeah,
like, this isn't what he wanted, but this is how it has to be. And then like I love there's a lot of edits up on my feed of Star Wars, specifically Anakin and Darth Vader. My favorite ones though are where Darth Vader is like sad. They like edit him all sad and stuff because and then it plays like clips or like audio from Obi-Wan and Padme, and it's just like everybody he loves is gone, and everything that he stood for is gone, and like he's just broken. He even as Darth Vader, he's a broken guy, which is why because if he was fully on the dark side, there's no way Luke Skywalker could get him to turn on Palpatine. That's why I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me. And then going back and rewatching episodes one, two, and three, I'm like, okay, I can see how he's not full dark side. He's just broken and he doesn't like he kind of got, a little bit got stuck in this life because of everything that happened. That's why I was like, so that is why Luke is able to turn him back and he is the chosen one because he does bring everything back into balance because he's
I
sad.
agree.
He's sad on Mustafar and he didn't actually want this, but it happened. I don't even know how I started here. Oh yeah, the sad edits. I love when they depicted Darth Vader as sad because he is. He's just a sad guy. Like you think of like Kylo Ren fueled by anger and revenge. But like Darth Vader, so much more complex reasons and like this was not actually his intended path. I guess also the Kylo Ren, but like Darth Vader doesn't have the anger is my main point. That it appears like he does in the original trilogy.
I think since the even the very first episode, Anakin's problem has always been that he loves too much. The Jedi know it, the Sith know it, like, and now he's got no one left to love.
Yeah. Even though he becomes Darth Vader at the end of this movie, I don't think he's fully like to me, Anakin is separate from Darth Vader in the prequels and the original trilogy. But in the Kenobi show, I feel like that is when Anakin and Darth Vader mesh into the same person. Because in like I said, there's the anger bit that is a component in the original trilogy, and he's like a broken person in Revenge of the Sith. In the Kenobi show, which you've never seen, right?
Never.
I think you should. It's only
I
like 6
I'm in
episodes.
my full chronological rewatch.
It's next. So in the Kenobi show, I won't give any spoilers, but like obviously Darth Vader and Kenobi are in it. And he is like set on finding Obi-Wan because of the actions of Revenge of the Sith. So he has that anger and revenge side to him, but then at the end uh of the Kenobi show, he's like, okay, I actually need to let the idea of getting Kenobi go and like just be us on the dark side. Like forget Obi-Wan, forget it's like he's putting away Anakin when he puts away Obi-Wan. So like for me, the two people don't meet until the Kenobi show. I think it's pretty good. It's
Okay,
got some of my favorite or one of my favorite battles in all of Star Wars in it. Little
I'll put it
teaser.
on my list.
Little teaser. I think it's either 4 or 6 episodes or something. Yeah. To me, it's Anakin and then it's Darth Vader. They're not the same person until Kenobi.
I guess I missed. I didn't watch the Clone Wars in my. I gotta go back for that.
The whole series.
I've seen like the first 3 or 4 seasons. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not watching all of that before I finish my rewatch because I can't. I'm in Andor right now.
That's
I
also I've
just
never seen. But it's got Diego Luna in it. I like Diego Luna.
you like Diego Luna? From what do you know him from if you've never seen
He's in
Andor?
just like a handful of small movies, and I'm like, that guy looks so familiar. It's always Diego Luna.
Okay.
Like, hey, it's you.
Okay. Um, yeah. What do you think would have happened if Padme survived?
Um, I feel like she would have led a resistance, and then possibly because she would never have stopped fighting. The Jedi, uh, Yoda goes into exile. Obi-Wan stops fighting in order to take care of Luke. The other people who disagree with the Emperor are either killed or go into hiding as well. I don't think she would have stopped fighting. And I think her unique situation would have put her, like, I think, like, I don't know if it would have worked all the way where she got Anakin back, but she
What
definitely would
about
have
what
been,
about
like,
the
the
kids
head of
though?
the resistance. I have no idea. I might be the same thing, just with, like, sooner.
What do you mean? The same
Like
thing.
like it would still be that his kids, his son specifically, like redeemed him,
Go bring
and
him
that's
back.
why he brought him back.
Do you think she would have sent the kids into hiding anyways?
Maybe. I think if she did, she would have kept them together. And
Yeah.
I don't know why I think that.
Yeah, because I was trying to remember, like, when does Darth Vader figure out that Luke and Leia are his children? Because he never meets Leia. Well, okay, he does, but before we realize that they're twins. And I looked it up, and it was just like, oh, he like sensed it in the Force, and I was like,
Yeah,
he just sensed it.
that's how he found out
Yeah.
Luke was. Like, he just sensed it.
He just sensed it. He just knew, but
That I think
but
it
not
might
up
have
until
been
this moment.
smarter if Padme had survived to just keep one of them and send the other one away.
Yeah.
Because if she survived, then he would know that one of that the kid survived.
Yeah. I saw a thing where somebody asked Hayden Christensen a question about whatever, and he goes, I think, and he was talking about Luke, and he goes, I think it's really smart for him to put Luke on Tatooine because Darth Vader would never go back there. I was like, you're actually so right. Like, he would probably explode Tatooine before he
Yeah,
went back. I just thought that was so
that's why I thought it was like, I don't know if it's a good or bad decision because like you send him to the place that one, he has ties to Anakin at, and two, Anakin doesn't like that place and he's literally blowing up planets.
Well, to
Uh
be fair, at this point, they didn't know
no,
he could do
well
that.
yeah, but he's attacking planets.
Yeah, that could have been a close call. I don't think he would have blown up Tatooine though, because
Just
it's
gone
like his
back to like
home.
to kill all the people who enslaved him and his mom.
Killed what are they, the sand people? Are they Jawas? The
Uh I don't know. I
the
mean,
sand people.
he killed all of the specific sand people, but I meant like the guy who's in charge of him in the first movie.
I don't know.
Starts with a B. It's like Bulbasaur, something like that.
Bulbasaur.
It's something incredibly similar to that.
The only thing that came to my mind was Greedo, but I know it's not Greedo.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I love that we now have the full story. I say now as if we just have learned about it, but like, you know what I'm saying. We've seen Anakin from child, not birth because we did, but he's a child up till he dies, and then, I mean, later there's stuff after, but prequels, this movie, dare I say, 9.5 out of 10.
That's a lot of point fives.
What?
That's a lot. That's a high score, is what I'm saying.
What do you mean that's a lot of 25s?
Point fives.
Oh, I was like, what does 25 have to do with anything?
That's 25.
It was 25. Yeah. It's just, is that because maybe I just recently rewatched it? Maybe. Maybe. But here's the thing though. Maybe it's just a nine. Maybe it's a just a nine because we have said before that Lord of the Rings is objectively the best movies. So are they tens? Which makes this one a nine, 9.5. You're saying though, you're saying Empire Strikes Back is still better.
Um,
Isn't
I
that the one
think
people consider to be the best?
I my personal okay. I don't. I'm gonna have to rewatch them anyway. I do think that the movies in the original trilogy are objectively better movies. And like, if I want to watch a movie, I'm not gonna watch the prequels. I want to watch the original. But like, it's like a this is the same thing where it's like it's hard to like the same vein of like ranking comedy movies against dramas. I like them for completely different reasons. Star Wars is an epic. It's like very cool, very done very well. And although the prequels have elements of that, I don't like them because they're amazing movies. I like them because I like to watch them. I like the
Yeah,
characters, and I like.
I understand. I understand. Yeah. So even if we got a rating from you, it would be pointless.
8.5.
Oh, okay. Higher than I thought.
I really like watching it.
Yeah. Rebecca, I think you should go and watch Kenobi. It's very good. It's,
I'll
well,
put it on my list.
I'm not going to put anything into your mind, but there is one pivotal part of the entire show that I would take out, but then the show wouldn't make sense. And I'll leave that for you to assess.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. I've enjoyed it. I'm actually gonna go watch Andor right now. So
Right now. Right
right
now.
now.
Right now.
I'm in I'm in season 2, and as of recording this, all the episodes are not out yet, so I can't even finish season 2 yet, but I'm gonna go watch a episode. So Becca,
Okay.
it's been a joy and a pleasure, and
Me as well.
see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.